I want to share with you first about how I learned and about cluster development. So I've been playing around in the game of economic development for the last 30 years of my life. And about 3-4 years ago, a marketing brochure passed across my desk that a fellow named E4 Fowkes Williams from Cluster Navigators in Nelson, New Zealand, was coming to a 108-mile house in North British Columbia and offering a 3-day training program on what is cluster development. And I gave it about 30 seconds and thought, well, what does this have to do with me? And then something made me go back and take another look at it. And so as I worked in the game of economic development, sometimes your toolkit runs out of tools. And we learned about cluster development, about how businesses that are traditionally competitors and their supply chain can come together and work together. And basically the concept is peer pressure is amazing. So I remember sitting there through those 3 days of training thinking, wow, this is the best tool I have ever seen in these 30 years in my game of economic development. And by the time we got home on our 12-hour trip home, we had strategized and come up with some ideas of maybe what could happen. And this particular region came to mind as we went through that whole entire dialogue, because the Karma Manufacturing Association we had been involved with from a Community Futures perspective for some years, and we knew that it was typically metal manufacturers that were heavily involved. And we thought, what a great idea to use these strategies, or to share what we've just learned and see if it would make an impact. At the time, through Community Futures Network of Alberta, we had some funding called RDI, or Rural Diversification Initiative. And that funding came from Western Economic Diversification. So we went out and introduced the 27 community futures in Alberta to this concept and asked who had ideas. We thought they would beat a path to our door, but they didn't. Three did. So Community Futures East Parkland, Community Futures Lethbridge, and Community Futures Entre Corps Medicine Hat came to the table with some concepts for cluster development. So there are 3 projects all wrapping up this month. This one, Brooks Metal Manufacturers, so there's a lot of parallels between what's happened here and the Brooks Group, and Chinook Country Tourism Cluster out of the Lethbridge and Southern Alberta region. We had, through Community Futures Network of Alberta, we had funding for 1 year of the project, and then our time was up. Fortunately, we had an amazing gift, or have an amazing gift in this province, of the Rural Alberta's Development Fund. So we partnered together with federal money and provincial money and created a 2-year project in collaboration with industry and with the Karma Association. And that is what we're celebrating here today. So what's the whole concept of cluster development? Well, it's about working with like businesses, as I said earlier, and I'll give you the definition. Clusters are geographic concentrations of interconnected companies, specialized suppliers, service providers, research organizations, support initiatives, and associated institutions in a particular field that are present in a nation or a region. Clusters are based on unique strengths and unique products and services. Rural used to be synonymous with agricultural clusters. It was what we did here in the West. But now, according to research done by the OECD, emerging rural clusters around the world include tourism, manufacturing, and renewable energy production. The whole idea of working and bringing people of similar industries, competitors, suppliers, research, education all together is to raise the bar. To raise the bar of activities and results. When I was reviewing the reports over the last almost 2 years, here's what I saw from beginning to end. A radical increase in the development of new products in the manufacturing companies involved in this project. So the intent was to increase new product development within the companies involved. That happened. to expand the size and the number of businesses in the region. That has happened. To create and increase the number of jobs. That has certainly happened. And to increase innovation and productivity. Check mark in all categories. It's amazing. In 2 short years. And it wasn't because of the work that we did as the collaborators on the project. It's because of the impact to the businesses. This is really all about business development and about the businesses on the ground, in the trench, who create the economy in a community, in a region, who create the economic opportunities. But I want to thank you for the opportunity to be involved in a project like this. This will forever change my life and the way I look at economic development in rural communities. And hopefully it will forever have a positive economic impact on this region.